Hello and welcome to today's video. Now, it's not for the want of trying. I have been trying to get a video together to share with you over the past 2 or 3 weeks, and it's just been absolutely impossible, what with work commitments and all the rest of it. But today I find myself on the west coast of Scotland, right near a castle called Castle Dunure, I think it's called. Now, the sun is just about to go down. I think I've got about half an hour or so to wait to see if anything happens there. But we've got all these sort of like rain clouds and stuff coming in over on this side. I'm not quite sure what's going to happen. I've got a few light rays and stuff kicking off in the distance. So I'm going to stick it out and see how we go. But while I'm waiting, I'd like to take you back a couple of weeks to when I started trying to make a video, trying to put something together, where I was basically trying to chase the mist around the Yorkshire Dales. Okay, well, I've just hightailed it up from work. I finished nice and early, and the conditions were perfect. Lots of fog and hardly any wind, and it was perfect. So I decided that I'd put my gear away and try and take a few images, as I did manage to bring my camera with me today, as I knew I'd be finishing a bit earlier. And lo and behold, the minute I started putting my gear away, so the fog disappeared. And so I figured I better get to some high ground because it looked like it was hanging around. And so that's what I did. I've come up towards Malham Cove, which is quite popular for the limestone pavements and all the little sort of wonderful trees. Now, this little tree that's behind me, which I did see from the roadside, I've got a feeling it's one of these honeypot shots. I've got a feeling I've seen this somewhere before. But anyway, I pulled over because I was chasing the mist, and the minute I got here I walked over to the tree and the mist has just disappeared. It's just gone. It's gone back down to where I've just come from. So I just thought I'd stick around here just for 5-10 minutes just to have a little go at this composition with this tree, because it's a shame not to as I'm here. And then I was thinking of trying to find some woodland and stuff to make use of this mist. But if I get down there, is it all going to disappear? It's looking like it's thinning. But who knows. But yeah, let me talk you through what I've got here so far, and then we'll see what we can get after this. This is the composition that I've got. Again, like I say, I think this has been shot to death, so forgive me if I'm just repeating somebody else here. But yeah, if it's not, it should be. So what I've done is I've brought the camera down nice and low just to make use of all this lovely limestone pavement along here. And I've basically, as you can see it now, with the tree up on the right hand side, just to give it some balance. And I've just tried to make something of that corner on the left hand side. It's quite bright on the edge of the limestone. And that's pretty much the composition. Now what I am doing is I've done a stacked image. I don't think I need it, but just in case, I've just done a double exposure, one for the foreground, because obviously everything's very, very close, and one on the tree. And then what I've done is I've taken another exposure just for the sky, because as you can see, there's a bit of detail going on in the sky, which will be a shame to miss, because the settings are kind of blowing the sky out a little bit. So yeah, that's what we got, and these are the images that I've taken. as I was packing my stuff up, I just thought I might as well just hang around here just for 5 minutes, because this tree looks like it might get enveloped in a minute with all that's coming up the valley behind it. So I'm just gonna not get too excited just yet, but I'm just gonna hold on just for 5 minutes before going over there, because it looks like there's quite a lot of fog coming in behind it. So I don't want to rush down there just yet and maybe spoil a potential here. Let's just hang on for 2 minutes. Well, I have held on for 5 minutes, and it blew in and then blew straight back out again, and it's even disappeared from down in the valley. There's just a couple of little tiny wisps going on, which aren't really amounting to much. What I did do is, while I was playing around with this little tree, I did come round to the other side of it. Rather than having the limestone pavements having their lines pointing towards the tree, I thought I'd do a pano, and with the limestone running from left to right through it, so everything's kind of straight lines but the opposite way. And yeah, it's I think it's a 12 pano stitch I've got so far. I'm not sure if it's going to work out quite so much, but it should be interesting. And also I've had to do a bracket on it, a 5-image bracket, so obviously it's 12 images from left to right, but there's also 5 images to make up the bracket as well, because I wanted to try and capture as much as I could in the sky, because the sky has a few sort of dark sections to it. It's getting a bit moody. In the distance there's a little bit of blue sky coming through, but yeah, I just thought, as I'm here, I might as well make the most of it, because I think I've lost my opportunity down in the field, down in the woods as well. So anyway, let's keep going, shall we? What I thought I might do before I put my stuff away is, again, I've come round another sort of like 45 degrees on the tree, because it leans over to the right hand side, and what I thought that might do is just frame the limestone underneath it. I've used f.9 as an aperture, because I'm not really fussed about the back of the anything behind the tree being in focus, but I just want to make sure that I've got the whole of the tree in focus. And I think this one might be a square crop. The reason why I did turn myself around this way is because the sky is brightest over there, so I'm assuming the sun's up behind there somewhere, and I thought it might show up like a bit of a halo behind the tree as an effect. Yeah, something to play with. It might be hit and miss, but I'll show you what I've done. So what I've done, and you'll have to excuse the zebras just here, because that's showing me where things are blowing out. I just thought I'd just turn it up a little bit so that you could actually see what's going on in the foreground. But as you can see, the sky is obviously quite white around the tree, or quite light I should say, and it was a little bit better, more pronounced than that just now, before I set this little sort of bit up. But that was the idea. And then, as you can see, you've got just here, you've got that branch sticking out just over there, just to highlight anything that's, you know, just to sort of embrace anything that's under the right hand side of the tree. Yeah, again, I'm just making the most of the time that I've got here, really. So yeah, that's what we've got. Okay, and welcome back. So I'm still waiting for this sun to go down. Again, I'm not quite sure if we're going to get a sunset or not, so I've just been looking around the shoreline really to see if there's anything that could take my interest. And amongst all the rock pools and what have you, I did find some lovely little shells They've got that sort of very iridescent sort of look to them. And so I've got this white shell that's in the middle of kind of nowhere, with nothing else similar around it. So I've put the macro lens on. I've inverted the camera upside down just to get down really low, right in close to it. And I've taken a series of images front to back because of the depth of field. Sorry, I'm tired. Depth of field is very, very shallow, so you need to take quite a few images front to back. So let me just show you what I've got, and hopefully it's come out. So as you can just about make out there, we've got the shell just being highlighted across the top edge. It is actually just down there, as you can see. So yeah, it's an interesting one. So yeah, again, I've taken a lot of images front to back, so hopefully they'll stitch together quite nicely, and it will give us this image. Okay, well, I've kind of picked my composition for sunset. Now, I'm not sure whether this is going to happen quite so much because I've got the tide coming into the right of me, pretty sharpish. I think I've got about 5 minutes before the sun comes down below the clouds and hopefully lights up underneath the clouds that are there. I'm just hoping I don't get wet in the meantime. So, a little bit sketchy at the moment, but let me show you the composition. My monitor on the top, just so that you can see. It might be a little bit easier to see what I'm doing here. Now I've got the rocks arranged in such a way that it should reflect any of the sun that comes down through. Obviously the sky's not looking much on the back of the monitor at the moment, but I think what I'll do is do a bracket so I can make sure I get the whole of the dynamic range right the way across there. And yeah, just wait for that lovely sun just to pop down below the clouds without getting wet with all that lot coming in. Every now and then a bigger wave comes in and kind of threatens to get my feet wet. So, let's see. So there's not a huge amount going on with the castle at the moment, but I'm hoping if the sun does pop out, something might happen there. So it's always a case, as you probably know, always look behind you when the sun's setting, because you just don't know what's going on that side. But at the moment, I haven't been able to really work out a composition to include the castle at the moment. But it's been fun just sort of like walking through the rock pools and what have you, just to see if there's anything interesting to find. Now, it is getting rather dark because of the clouds and stuff that are over to the right of me. I'm hoping once that sun, it's just so close to popping underneath the clouds, that all that will underlight, if that's a word, and give us what we're looking for. But yeah, it's going to be an interesting one, I think. You can't really see too much there at the moment, but there is a sun star happening. So I'm just going to do a bracket just so I can get all that dynamic range and combine that in Lightroom and hopefully get a nice image out of that. Right, I think that's going to be it for today. I don't think anything's going to go with this anymore. The sun's pretty much gone down there now, so I want to pack up. But it was a good start for my Scotland weekend. If you'd like to stick around for the gallery, I've got all the information on the photographs that you've seen in today's video. That'd be great. Also in the description, you'll find all the affiliate links to all the gear and stuff that I use if anybody's interested in seeing that. And yes, I look forward to seeing you next time. Bye for now.